Welcome back to No Fear Public Speaking. I'm your instructor, Abraham Lavoie. Thanks again for being along with me on this course journey. And today we're continuing with preparation. So as I mentioned in the very beginning, there are 3 P's in the No Fear Public Speaking system: perspective, preparation, and then presentation. We're right here in this middle segment of preparation, and we're continuing with the subject of preparing your notes. So we talked in the last session about having an objective statement, making sure you were very clear with the objective that you were trying to give during your talk, so that your audience, when you're through, can walk away knowing exactly what they were supposed to learn or understand. And so let's take the next step further, and that is researching your topic. Now, it may be that you are an expert in the field and you don't need any particular research. You're just going to write out your facts. But it may also be that you've been asked to give a talk about something that you're somewhat familiar with or not familiar with at all, and you've got to research the facts. And even if you're familiar with your subject, you'll still have to probably go back and get quotes, get specific facts that you can present. So this should apply to everybody that's preparing a talk. So here's what we're looking for when we gather facts. And whether you're looking in books or on the internet, you're using a Google search, an encyclopedia, scholarly books about your topic, you're looking first for critical facts. So what I mean by critical facts are the linchpins upon which your objective or your thesis is hung. So in the case of the talk that we're together going to write, and then I'm going to give at the end of this course, the formula for writing a hit song, there's going to need to be some facts about this that are going to prove my thesis, that there is indeed a formula for writing a hit song. So I'm going to have to go and research all the hit songs over the last 20, 30, 40 years. And these are critical facts, facts that are necessary to undergird and bolster my objective. So when you're searching through and sifting through all of the facts and examples and stories, you're going to need to have an eye for the ones that are the critical ones, the ones that in the case of skepticism, perhaps from your audience, and there will probably be those in my audience when I give this talk about the formula for writing a hit song, the skeptic is going to say, well, if there's a formula, then anybody should be able to do it. And while that's not really the case, I still need to be able to have facts that say this many songs follow this formula. So I've got to get those critical facts that will shall we say, for lack of a better phrase, turn the opinion of the skeptic. So critical facts are the ones on which my thesis or my objective hangs. Then you're going to look for unique facts. Now, why do we need unique facts? Well, let's just be honest. If you're sitting there in a seminar or watching a TED Talk or listening to any kind of a public talk, you're wanting to stay engaged. You want to be interested. And even if you're a lover of the topic that is being spoken on, just having critical facts is not necessarily going to cut it for an audience, because our attention span, as we know, as audiences, has shrunk over the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years. It has to do with the internet and mobile devices and the fast pace of the editing in videos and television shows and movies that we watch. So our attention span has waned. And even if there are critical facts that keep a person interested in the objective that you're giving, throwing in these unique facts will cause people to sit up and lean forward and pay closer attention, because it's something maybe that they would not have expected. So in the case of my talk, the formula for writing a hit song, I'm going to take some unique things about songs that people know and say, and this is one of the ways to present a unique fact, maybe you know this, but perhaps you didn't know this. So in the case of maybe one of the hit songs that I'll talk about, you know this about this song because you've heard it, it's in the public consciousness, but maybe what you didn't know was this. And one of the very interesting facts that we're going to come to in this talk about the formula for writing a hit song is that over the last really 10 or 15 years, there's only been a handful of people that have been responsible for writing the majority of the hit songs. And that's a unique fact that then I will present when people say, well, they think every song is written by a different person. No, there's really only a small group of individuals that have written most of the hit songs over the last decade or so. So you're looking for critical facts, you're looking for unique facts. And what you're going to do is either write them down on your scratch notes underneath your objective statement, or if you're doing this in a document on your computer, copy and paste them into that document and then evaluate each one of them against your objective statement to make sure that each of these facts that you're going to present in your talk either bolsters or emphasizes or clarifies or tells a story about the objective that you're trying to reach. And sometimes this is a difficult step, but it must be done, that if you find a good fact about the topic, but once again, it doesn't really fit with your objective, you're going to be better off leaving it out because you don't want your audience to feel as though you're wandering. You want to make sure that your objective has been clearly stated from the beginning, and then everything that you say, every fact you present, every story that you give, every example that you lay out is going to point back to that objective. So write them on your sheet or copy and paste them into your document, and then you're going to be well on your way to composing notes for your No Fear public talk. We'll see you in the next session.